Welcome to another episode of Amplify Life with Madhuri Thakur. Today's show is for the ones who are planning to step into a relationship or are already into a serious relationship, enjoying a courtship period, getting married soon, newly married, mature couples, or anyone who's smart and wants to create a beautiful life by creating beautiful relationships. Now you can listen to your own show Amplify Life with Madhuri Thakur on Gaana, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and all the leading podcast apps. Don't forget to follow or subscribe. Thank you. Hey everyone, I'm Madhuri Thakur. Thank you for tuning into Amplify Life. In this show, we will talk about personal transformation, relationships, and life. How would we take responsibility for our own life? How can we grow, accomplish our goals, personal, professional, and relationship goals? We will learn how to unstuck ourselves from our limiting beliefs. We would be talking about practical and tangible actions that we can take and implement in our lives. Episode 9: 15 Relationships and Marriage Myth Busters. Today's episode is brought to you by Nirvara, unique destination for Bhartiya products. You can log into www.nirvara.co.in to buy or sell handmade products. You can follow Nirvara on Facebook at Nirvara eShop and on Instagram at Nirvara_eShop. Nirvara echoes vocal for local. Before we move on, I invite you to book a consultation with me for relationship coaching and get trusted help for relationships. Let's move on to the episode now. Relationship myths can be highly damaging because they are ideas that don't match up with real people and their real feelings. They are altitudinous ideals that are hardly applicable in real life. Let's talk about myth. What are myths? Myths hold powerful control over our lives. When we let them govern the way we view and behave in our relationships, we are inviting unnecessary difficulties that keep us from being happy. Instead of struggling to conform to an external definition of the ideal relationship, it makes much more sense to tune into an authentic vision of your relationship using internal cues. A foundation built on this reality is going to make for a far healthier and happier relationships than any fantasies you could create about the perfect partner. Now about relationship myths. Relationships are tricky, messy, beautiful, sometimes all at the same time. In our world, there are a lot of relationship myths. These are hyped ideas, though probably intentional, about love and the relationships that our society has grown to accept as truth, passing them to the next generations as the learnings of romantic or relationship wisdom. The cycle of these love lies or myths continues on and on, reflected in popular culture, literature, and the media. For all of us who have grown up on a steady diet of cheesy romantic movies and lovey-dovey scenes on television dramas, we tend to hold a lot of mistaken beliefs about relationships. But what we need to remember is that TV and movies or novels are fiction, not reality. What appears all fun and games on the screen or in the love stories actually takes a lot of work, patience, and wisdom in reality. Let's debunk 15 myths about relationships that you may be unconsciously holding on to. So, are you ready? Put on your practical glasses to look at the real side of the fancy relationship lessons you have learned throughout. Let's get real. Number 1. People who are in love will always have a happily ever after theme in their life on an autopilot mode. This one is the most common misconceptions about relationships that so many of us have. Thanks to idealized love stories as shown to us by movies, we think that if we are in a relationship with the one, loving them should feel effortless. In reality, relationships take a lot of work. It may feel like a fairy tale during the honeymoon period of the romance, but to survive long term, a healthy relationship needs effort and maintenance from both partners. As human beings, we are all flawed, and we all come with baggage and emotional issues. Staying together despite these issues, not to mention all the curveballs that life may throw at you every once in a while, it's not supposed to be easy or effortless. But you can be in a healthy relationship if you are both committed to putting in the work. Number 2. Fighting is a sign of a doomed relationship. As two independent individuals with unique personalities, inevitably you may not agree with your partner on everything. Arguments and disagreements are natural and healthy even, as long as it helps you sort out your issues. Most people today realize that some conflict and disagreement is not only normal, but it is downright healthy. If you are not fighting, that's a good sign. But it may even mean that you are keeping quiet about disagreements just to avoid conflict. This isn't to say that knockdown, drag-out brawls are indicative of a passionate, happy love story. Rather, it's about the balance and about ensuring that your conflicts are safe, healthy, and ultimately productive. The key is fighting fair and fighting right with proper communication skills. We have plenty of tools and techniques to deal with disagreements, conflicts, or criticism. Here you can take help from a professional relationship coach. The following lines are from an old article from a reputed newspaper and still relevant. The most fruitful fights were those in which the partners felt free to be angry with each other, felt they made themselves understood to their partner, and finally came to a resolution involving some degree of compromise. Such fights give a couple the strong sense that they can weather conflict together. It's worth investing time to learn how to manage conflict productively. Don't shy away from arguments, but instead turn them into a tool for building a better relationship. Number 3. Your partner can fulfill all your needs. A myth that puts an unfair amount of pressure and burden on couples is one where we believe that the right partner should be the answer to all our problems. But like anything, there is no cure for all our issues. It's not losing weight, landing the right job, getting married, or anything of the other things that we wish would magically turn our life around. My goodness, life is so complicated, isn't it? So by the same token, our romantic partner is not designed to meet all our needs and fulfill all our expectations. No one person can do that, and it's putting an enormous weight on the shoulder of your partner if that's what we are asking for. Your partner will be a lot of things to you, including a friend, but there are also needs you must meet yourself, as well as needs that can be met by your family, your community, your occupation, your hobbies, or your faith or spirituality. This is good to remember if you're feeling dissatisfied in your life. When you are looking for another person to fulfill a need for us, we can tend to project. This can turn into thoughts like I'm bored in my relationship, maybe we are unhappy, maybe we should break up, which can spiral out of control into something bigger. But if you recognize a projection, you might discover a deeper truth. Maybe you are lacking community or friendship, perhaps creativity missing in your days. These are the types of issues that can be projected onto the wrong person. So it's important to learn how to understand and tend to our own needs. Number 4. You need to always feel a spark. This is a tough one. We all want to feel love and feel loved. But love and excitement are different things. Love, as it grows, deepens, and expands. While the early days of a relationship might involve more fluttery hearts and breathless anticipations, those heartbeats eventually slow down and you can catch your breath once again. The love deepens, but it doesn't go away. The key is recognizing the difference. Many people panic when they stop feeling that spark, not sensing that it has been replaced by a more profound and more lasting version of love and affection. You can reignite that spark over and over, but there's no doubt that love changes and grows with us. We must embrace these changes if we want to experience the depth of a long lasting relationship. If we continually search for emotional excitement and novelty, we will never get to go the distance with someone. And I believe we are likely to miss out on the best part of a romantic relationship. Number 5. Once we are married, I can change him or her. Relationship experts say that people cannot change their basic essence, even if they try, and it's futile to demand that they do so. To love and marry someone, you must accept the essence of the other person. You must accept your life partner for who he or she is. You can push for change at periphery but not at the core. Marriage is a package deal. You don't get a line item veto over your partner's personality where you can discard the traits you don't like. One study by psychologists found that incompatibility is a mathematical certainty. Although early in relationships we may not see or pay attention to important differences because of limerence. For more details on this topic, listen to our episode number 3, Why Love Fades. When the differences become clear, we often have the fantasy that we can make a partner change. We unintentionally fall into the trap of being right or wrong. We want our partner to admit we are right and to make the changes we say are necessary. We think a transformation will take place in our partner's behavior and attitude, and we even may expect to be thanked for pointing out the other person's deficiencies. Most of our efforts towards change in our partners are driven by this fantasy, and most of these efforts are unsuccessful. So, what's the solution? The solution is acceptance. Accept your partner for who he or she is. Don't try to change your partner. Just learn to appreciate the fact that we are different but in the same team. We are here for each other and not against each other. I know it's easy to say but hard to live. Here I would recommend my listeners to listen to episode 5, Why is Loving Unconditionally Onerous? Number 6. My happiness is my partner's responsibility. Here we need to understand the fact that your happiness depends on nobody else but on you and only you. Let me explain this challenging point better. I know many of you might be shocked to hear this. Yes, your partner is there for you in all odds and evens. He or she is supposed to take good care of you to the best of his or her capacity. He or she can try his or her best to make your life better and lively. However, even after all these efforts, you're not happy. Then what? Here I want to recommend that you be empowered by being in charge of your happiness. Don't give the key of your happiness to anybody. Take responsibility for your happiness and life. Take care of your happiness so that you can do your best for your partner. Fill your cup of happiness first so that you can pour it into others. And here once again, you are not responsible for your partner's happiness as well. You are responsible to give 100% to your relationship. Number 7. Couples in a great relationship can read each other's mind. As fun as that may be to imagine, the truth is that most of us aren't psychics. Expecting your partner to anticipate all your moods and needs is unfair and a little delusional. Sure, if you have been through long enough, you may know one another's likes and dislikes, but you cannot expect to understand how the other person is feeling at all the times, why they are feeling that way, or what they might need you to do about it. In a healthy relationship, it is rational to communicate your issues with each other. If you can listen to each other and work together to resolve your problems, that is a far healthier approach. You can ask the right questions in the right created environment to try to understand the feelings of your partner. Don't assume. You can learn these techniques from professionals. Number 8. Your partner should complete you. The hero of the movie says, "You complete me," and our hearts melt. But that is a movie. Should we really be looking for someone else to complete us or make us whole? You guessed it. No, you are enough, just as you are. Partners are not designed to complete us because we are already complete and whole in our very beings. So stop looking around for the mythical person who will fix you. Realize and embrace your wholeness just as you are. That's not to say that a good partner won't help to fill your love tank or fill in the cracks and dark places in your heart and in your soul. There can absolutely be a healing nature in a committed, loving relationship, but it's only part of the work that you have to do individually on yourself. This is also a fact that there is unity in a long-term relationship, especially marriage, that is undeniable. There is plenty of room to acknowledge that real love is born of two complete people who don't complete one another but complement one another. Perhaps that's what we mean when we say that someone brings out the best in us. Number 9. We often mistake compatibility for love. Here I want to quote myself. We can be compatible with someone without love, but we cannot feel loved without compatibility. Listen to it again if you need to. So compatibility is more important in a relationship. What is compatibility in a relationship? Compatibility in a relationship means that both partners understand and accept each other's life philosophy and goals, as well as genuinely enjoy being around each other without feeling preoccupied with what they feel needs to change within their partner. In a compatible relationship, both partners can be very different personality-wise, but will tend to agree on several core factors that dictate how they both want to build their lives together. In a compatible, healthy relationship, both partners will strive to meet each other's relational needs. So love is not a fairy tale and it's not a myth. It's the real parts of a love story that are so amazing. For a strong and beautiful relationship, we should look for compatibility. Now, compatibility is emotional compatibility, physical or sexual compatibility, monetary compatibility, future goal compatibility, life philosophy compatibility. We would talk about all these in detail in another episode. Number 10. My right person will be my soulmate and he or she is perfect, and therefore my relationship is perfect. Here I would repeat that I have already said in many relationship episodes and sessions that there is nothing like perfect or absolute. No one is 100% your way, and no situation would be 100% your way. No human being is perfect, and so is your spouse or partner. There is no family which is perfect. There is no perfect relationship. We are supposed to make everything best for us, for our family, for our children, so that we can have and create a happy, healthy, beautiful life and relationships. We are supposed to create an environment for mutual growth, which is supposedly the ultimate purpose of relationships. Number 11. My partner doesn't understand my love. In what language will he or she get? One of the biggest issues I see in romantic relationship is not understanding how the other person gives and receives love. This trips up many couples, and it's not surprising. Learning about love languages can be instrumental in making a difference. We love our partner as we know how, and not how he or she liked to be loved. According to the best-selling book that coined the phrase, there are a total of 5 love languages. Once you know which ones your partner speaks, things make so much more sense. We would do a show on 5 love languages some other time. For instance, my major love language is overwhelmingly words of affirmation. To me, I feel most loved by hearing or reading words from my partner telling me about his feelings for me. I also prefer to give love by sharing my own feelings in words, yet my spouse receives and gives love naturally in other ways like quality time or physical touch. He has had to learn how to show me love verbally, and I have had to work hard to make sure I am showing him love in the ways he needs it most. This is a skill that all couples should acquire to ensure both partners are feeling loved, and all it takes is a bit of efforts. Number 12. Your feelings will never change in the right relationship. This is patently false. Feelings are, by their very nature, fleeting and changeable. It's actions and commitment that matters. Does this mean that one day you will suddenly stop loving your partner? That's highly unlikely. What it does mean, however, is that you are likely to experience periods where you don't feel in love. Your emotional pull towards your partner might be waning. Yet at other moments you may feel an emotional rush. This is totally okay. These ebbs and flows are natural for a long-term relationship, and you shouldn't panic as your partnership goes through its various stages and transformations. What matters is to continue to be loving and act in a giving manner. You know the notion that love is not a feeling, it's an action. This is precisely where this ideology applies. Number 13. Marriage and having a baby can fix your relationship issues. Every relationship will go through its tough times and challenges, but don't be fooled into thinking that making a major life decision will eradicate your problems. Too often, couples seem to think that a wedding or a baby will change everything for the better, erasing all their issues and propelling the relationship towards happily ever after. While marriage and children are wonderful parts of life, they should never be looked on as a band-aid for other problems. Not only will these transitions not have the desired effect in all likelihood, but they will also only magnify and worsen the issues that are already there. Instead, work on each step at a time, prioritize your relationship, and seeking to solve major issues before trying to tackle the next big thing. Number 14. A cheater is a cheater forever. Okay, so this is a tough one. Infidelity is a horrible thing to go through for anyone. Those who have experienced it before can bet that it's really heartbreaking. But ultimately, I believe people change. And if a person is truly repentant and wants to salvage the relationship, it can be done. I cannot imagine how hard it is, but there are many incredible stories of couples bouncing back from a cheating incident and growing a deeper, stronger love. Infidelity is often a culmination of various relationship problems coming to a head. For couples recovering from infidelity, Therapy can be instrumental in helping to tackle all issues in a relationship. Number 15. First love is first love and love cannot happen again. People often romanticize the first love, and in truth, these are often very special. But in no way is the love at 19 even remotely comparable to the love within any marriage. I think it's important to remember that your first love is typically when you are young, and let's face it, it's immature. So while your first romance might have the fireworks and excitement that novelty brings, it's not wise to compare all other relationships to the first. Don't put that first love on a pedestal. As you grow as a human and as a partner, you will be gaining deeper insight into yourself and learning more and more about what it means to love and commit to another person. This creates sounder relationships that definitely have more depth, and I believe this growth translates into the greatest relationships of your life, especially if both partners are growing and learning side by side. Alright, so let's move on to the end part of the episode. As you continue onward in your current relationship or any future partnerships, I hope that you will always appreciate the gritty truth of love. Dive in and do the necessary work when your relationship demands it. Give off yourself sometimes even when you are not getting what you need in return. Put your partner first. Express your feelings. Tell your partner how you most like to feel loved. Argue. Make up. Make it better. Build something long-lasting that you can be proud of. Create a history together and love without conditions. Thank you for being with me. Catch you in the next episode. You can write to me if you want me to take any topic or question of your choice related to personal empowerment, relationships, and life in your own show, Amplify Life. Also, you can book your consultation for relationship coaching with me through Facebook for one-to-one or a couple session. You can contact me for relationship coaching workshops in your society, club, or organization. Also, you can join my training programs on effective communication skills, soft skills, and personality empowerment programs for students and working professionals. To stay connected, I invite you to come along with me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Please find the details in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, comment, and review. See you next week. Till then, keep rocking and shine your brightest.